Okay, so Jaina motions to Lexa and says, "Follow me, please," and
I
starts
do.
walking away. Does anyone else want to accompany them?
Yeah, Dusnigo. He's gonna mention. Well, setting aside whether or not it was Alexa who destroyed this crystal, isn't it kind of a good thing? I mean, I kind of lean towards destroying Sith artifacts anyway.
Well, I mean, Picaz would have destroyed it. Would have wanted it destroyed in the end too, but he wanted to see what it was.
Yeah, I was directing the comment more towards Jaina.
Well, I would have
anyone?
liked to
What?
take it back to the Jedi to see what exactly it was before destroying it. But I mean, someone broke into my quarters. That's a serious offense. We need to find out who it was. Unless you feel differently, and we should just let someone who breaks into quarters wandering around the ship somewhere instead of hunting them down.
Well, I agree. We can't, since we didn't really see anyone enter in, we can't be sure it wasn't some form of Sith infiltrator. But you know, there's no reason to carry out this like it's some sort of trial.
Picaz just looks at you sideways.
Okay, so you guys would have been talking as you're walking. So Del is walking alongside. Who else is walking?
Picaz, because if it is someone else, then he might as well be there to help.
What about you, Kalani?
I don't know what I'm doing. Should I even come along?
I don't know, is Kalani curious enough to come along?
No, I'm asking that in character.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Uh,
Okay, that was a pretty good roll. Is anyone going to answer Kalani's question?
What was your question again?
If she should come along?
Well, that's really up to you.
Yep. So considering this has to do with a fellow Jedi, I would think this somehow involves you.
I guess I'm tagging along. Still not sure what's going on or what to think. Can you put my token wherever it's supposed to be?
Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, so you guys all walk up to the security, not the security, to the science room. And Jaina says, "Well, hi, Captain Pearson. Sorry to bother you again, but we had some sort of crime happening. Someone broke into my quarters and destroyed that crystal that we found. and we have reason to believe that it may be this woman here. He says, "Oh, really?" She says, "Yes. Bakaz had the brilliant idea that we should look for residue of the crystal on her to see if she's the one who broke it." And he says, "Ah, yes, that's a great idea. Lexa, was it?" He says, looking at you.
Scarlet.
Scarlet? Okay, well, if you'll just follow me over here. He motions to a bench.
I
Wait, hold on a sec.
begrudgingly move over.
Okay, he gets out some scanners and also some stuff and begins dusting off your clothes and also running a scanner over your clothes.
Yeah, can I use the force to kind of like do that telepathy thing?
Yeah.
I was always like one word things.
Uh-huh.
Crap, I don't know what one word to use.
Can also be an emotion.
And this is also because it's on the same planet. The DC is only 15, so you could technically just take 10.
Oh, well,
Meaning you could do it more than once. Every 3 seconds, because it's just a standard action.
hmm.
Okay, Dell is deep in contemplation.
No. I'm direct communicating with said
Okay,
person.
you are. Okay, good. So we'll just
Sorry.
carry on then. I thought you were going to say it out loud. I was waiting for that. Okay, then Captain Pearson says, "Well, it will take us about 30 minutes to get the results. We should probably also go back to your room and collect some fragments of crystal there to compare it to. Do you guys want to just wait here?" And Jaina says, "Yes, I think we will wait." And the security guy goes and stands over by you, Lexa. And the captain walks out of the room. Then he comes back in a couple minutes later. He says, "Well, while we're waiting for that analysis, we ran into some corpses of some very interesting reptilian creatures on that asteroid. Did you guys encounter them while they were still among the living?"
Yes.
Unfortunately.
We think they were some of those experiments that were mentioned in the logs we were able to decode. Some of basically the first stages of the experiments.
I thought the journal said that the first stages didn't survive.
Well, more middle stages where they got we think they were coming out of these stasis pods that were on board the asteroid.
So even if they didn't survive more than 24 hours, they could have been kept in there. And we also ran into something that could have been a later stage of it.
Oh, really? And what was that?
It was this creature that liked to stick to the shadows. It was in the maze. He didn't follow us out though for whatever reason. Oh wait, did we kill it or did we?
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
killed it. Or we think we killed it.
Yeah,
So-
we killed it, and it just sort of dissipated.
He looks at you and he says, "So it didn't have a corpse of any kind?"
No, it was more. Yeah, it pretty much just completely dissipated. Kind of more like it was energy taking physical form.
It was weird. And coming from Picard,
Ah, it's too bad we
everyone
had to
should
leave
be.
that asteroid so soon. We should have run some spectral analysis in that maze. Oh well, maybe we'll get back there sometime. After this war with the Sith is over.
I still think we should have blown it up.
Blown up the asteroid?
Yes.
I don't think we have enough firepower for that.
I could have tried to override some of the safeties on the reactor and had it explode. Combined with the firepower of the ship, might have been able to pull it off.
He laughs. Well, as long as you would have been willing to do that, I definitely wouldn't want to be on board an asteroid that I'm trying to rig the reactor to explode.
Well, obviously you don't rig it to blow up immediately.
He sort of like looks more intently at you. He says, "You seem to be pretty confident working your way around Sith technology. Where'd you pick up all this stuff?"
I was on that asteroid a while. Plus, I'm a mechanic. I'm confident in working around most technology. And I've
So
worked
you're
around
saying
some
you
weird
learned your
stuff.
way around the Sith language while on board that asteroid?
Oh no, I have a Sith friend who taught me how to speak some of it and read some of it.
He
nods
sort
his
of
head.
like he like sort of like chokes. He says, "Excuse me? You have a Sith friend?"
Everyone accuses me of wrongdoing.
Jaina turns and looks at you as well. She says, "Would you care to explain that?"
Oh boy.
Okay,
Accusation now go down the hole.
Let me remember the name, right? What's her name again, everyone?
Dakaya.
Dakaya.
Oh, come on, everyone here. All of us except the two new people know Dakaya.
No, I don't think Del met.
Only
The
Eagle
only
knows.
person there who knows her is Kalani.
Well, I was
Okay,
talking about the group in general.
Me, the player, doesn't know how to
Elon.
explain.
Elon knows her.
Yeah.
And
That's the only other person here, Kalani and Elon.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I-
sorry,
as,
Elio.
as player, I don't know how to explain.
Del would, but like, he's busy doing other things.
Oh yeah, the Mandalorian who sacrificed himself. Yeah, that's one less person who knows about it. Hmm. But anyway, she helped
Kalani
us.
wants to try to explain, but doesn't know how. I don't know how. I don't know
And
if
so
Kalani
Picard-
knows how, but I don't.
goes into how they captured the Sith on Thanai. That's the right planet, right?
New Thanai.
New Thanai, and how they used her to help find out about the Sith fleet that was going to attack it, and then they went along with her, infiltrated it, and destroyed the flagship. And then they all got medals.
Okay, they both listen very carefully, and by the end of it, they're just like staring at you, like. And Captain Pearson says, "Wow, you guys really are quite the bunch of adventurers."
Kaz just blinks.
Kalani's rubbing her forehead, just trying to get rid of the headache.
And then Jaina looks at you, Kalani, and says, "Oh, so that must be why your master deemed you worthy of the title Jedi Knight."
Yeah. That was quite the experience.
Yes, indeed. It sounds like it was. Then the computer terminal dings. Captain Pearson says, "Oh, well, the time just flies when you're listening to an interesting story like that." He pulls up the results, and he says, Well, it looks like we got quite a situation on our hands here. Because if someone did break this crystal, it's not Miss Scarlet here. She doesn't have any traces of the crystal on her. So that our culprit must still be out there somewhere." Jaina looks at him. "Are you positive?" And he says, "Yeah, there's no traces of the crystal anywhere on her."
Well, I mean, it is possible that the crystal was unstable. Maybe it could only survive inside that dark force nexus, and removing it made it unstable and kind of exploded.
Jaina looks at you and says, "Yes, the crystal levitated the box on top of my bed, and then opened itself, and then exploded all over the floor. Very,
Well, if it
very
was unstable,
parsimonious."
it could also have, you know.
Right after someone cloaked right outside the door, and the control panel mysteriously disassembled itself, and the door mysteriously opened.
We have no way to know what the crystal was supposed to do. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Well, you are the ones who were very concerned with the Sith tracking you guys. It's possible there's a spy on board. We better go back to the security office and double check that our footage must be corrupted somehow and run a more thorough scan. Then Jaina turns to Lexa, says, "My apologies. Sorry for blaming you."
I say nothing and walk to the mall and glare at Picaz and then leave.
Kaz just blinks, his face unchanging.
Of course he does.
Okay, so she and the security officer will take you back to that main floor, and they'll both go into the security room. Do you guys all go back to the where your guys' quarters are?
Yeah, that's where Dell's gonna go.
Same.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yep, that's where Kaz is gonna go, and he's gonna work on translating.
Okay, by this point, it's now after 3 p.m., so, John, you're back.
Was I here when they all got back, or did I come in and they were already here?
Yeah, you were there when they got back. So they all just walked in while you were sitting there.
Where you all been?
The lab, as he walks over to his assigned bed and sits down to translate.
Yeah, we picked up the data that we got off this asteroid from Captain. We gotta take a look at the artifact that Jaina had said she recovered from the asteroid, but it was destroyed.
I just go sit in my bed, pull out my data pad, and start reading something.
It was destroyed?
Yeah, we found that there were just shards of it everywhere.
How did that happen?
Well, they're still trying to figure that out. They're going back through the security footage, but it doesn't look like it's accurate. Potentially.
Well, we have a whole month to find out.
So nobody's going to tell me what happened.
Dang, because is gonna have to wait 24 hours to find out what happened.
Well, you'd have to ask them for what happened. Aylin's been in here pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, Del's gonna work through some stuff before he starts a whole firestorm inside the group. So, yeah, no.
Because is gonna
Sorry,
keep
John.
translating for 24 hours.
apologize.
Firestorm
What are
inside.
you
I'm the
trying-
only one who doesn't know what happened.
Wait, what is basic?
Everybody
What
else
is Prakash trying
knows.
to translate? The Sith tone or the code?
The information that was given, copied onto his data
Okay.
pad.
Well, are we still getting together in a couple hours to discuss what we're doing next?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to do, but I mean, we can just talk about it now, since everyone's here.
I mean, we don't know much more than we knew when we got off the asteroid. At least
Well,
not until
I
I
mean-
finish with this.
Do we have another objective, or are we done? Did we do what we came to do, and that's it?
Prakash shrugs and says, depends on what we find on this data pad. Or the chip. Which I downloaded onto the data pad.
Well, I think, well, we all saw. I showed you all that vision where this admiral's wife, or potentially Allura, is somehow in danger. But you need to figure out if that's this woman or Allura,
It's
or
not,
if they're
they're
the
two
same
separate
person.
people.
You sure?
They're at least two separate bodies.
Yeah, out of character here. I was really kind of sparse with my notes from our last session. I wrote down the name Vikra and the word revenge against loved ones, and then amulet in parentheses and personal records. Are those references to the vision that we had? I don't remember.
Yes.
It was a million years ago.
So the vision was of Darth Crufay talking to Vikra, who's one of his henchmen, who's the leader of
Right.
Crufay's Claw's assassins group, saying that he was very angry with all of you for foiling his plans. So in order to get revenge against you, he was going to hunt down all of your family members and murder them.
Okay.
And that then Vikra asked him if they could just recreate the artifact / amulet, and he said that they didn't recover enough information in order to be able to recreate it. So they went back to the asteroid to look to see if you guys had found it, and then they were going to take it off of your dead bodies.
Okay, that's right.
Oh yeah, and then Prakash is like, also I know the Admiral, at the very least, believes everything he told us about his wife, so there's that.
But you said there's two?
Well, that used the Force to take a look at both his wife and then, or rather, the person you thought was dead, and then immediately after his wife. And they both showed two different rooms, despite both of them being asleep.
So you're telling me that Alora is alive in a different room than on this ship.
Yes. Also, the room that I saw her in was like concrete sort of room.
They look kind of like a cell.
Yeah. So the room that she's in is in some sort of cell somewhere, and the room that the admiral is in some sort of really fancy quarters, which I assume is the admiral's quarters.
Well, now that I've actually seen the admiral's wife, I might be able to try and help you see more. Before, I didn't have an image of what either of them looked like, so that would be difficult for me. But now I might be able to help you shed some light on it.
Also, the admiral believes everything he said about him. So,
Hang on a second. Do the two of you guys think there's something untoward going on here? Something that's not what it seems?
I mean, it's kind of strange that they both look exactly like each other. Also, kind of strange that they're both asleep at the same time. So it's possible. Not sure though. Need more information.
And since we somehow saw one of them being used as sort of a leverage to try and get us to surrender something, what I'm most concerned about is the fact that the captain has a copy of that data.
Why is that concerning?
Because if the vision takes place on this ship, and that's how this she is captured, that means that they could very well be trying to get the data that was on the chip, and if it's on the ship's computers, that's not good. It's a lot easier to access the computers on the ship because it shares a database than Picasso's datapad.
Well, why don't we just recommend to the Admiral that he transmit the data back to the Republic and then wipe the local copies here off of the ship's computers?
It's probably not safe to transmit.
Well, I'm not sure
data.
we want to keep any copies around at all. And we're in Sith territory. If they intercepted the transmission, we're back where we started. We gave them the information.
I mean, after
Okay,
I
at this
translate,
point,
we can decide.
Jaina pokes her head into your quarters and says, pardon me, can I interrupt for a second? Well, I guess I'll take that as a yes. I'm sorry to bother you again, Lexa, but we can't seem to make any progress on what happened to our records. So, would you mind giving me a more detailed statement of exactly what you did and when you left the room? Maybe you saw something that would give us a clue as to who actually did this.
What does Lexa have to do with it?
Well, we have footage of her standing outside my room, and then the footage just somehow glitched out and she disappears. And she said she had been wanting to talk to me, and then she changed her mind because she was nervous and left, which was shortly before the door opened. So it's possible
Which
that
was
she may have
shortly
seen
after.
whoever did this.
The control panel disassembled itself in the air.
It seems you have a very good grasp of what I said. There is no more details to be given.
So you didn't encounter anyone in the hallway?
Not unless you count the lieutenant.
Well, maybe we should talk with him. You didn't hear anything suspicious? Like any echoing footsteps? Like maybe there was a cloaked person around? What
No.
made you leave? Just a general nervousness of talking to me, or was there something that in the air that made you feel uneasy?
The Force in general makes me uneasy. I guess I had second thoughts about talking to a Jedi.
So does that mean you don't want to talk to me anymore, I'm assuming?
Not at the moment, if that makes sense.
Yes, well, sorry again for the misunderstanding.
I just kind of nod at her and go back to reading.
Okay.
Okay.
He leaves.
What was that all about?
Us because.
What was that all about, Picaz?
Well, either the footage was altered or it looks suspiciously like Alexa broke in and destroyed the crystal. But it's entirely possible that the footage was altered. We were on a station that had Sith assassins on it, and they do have cloaking generators. And there was no crystal dust found on Lexia, so there could be one on the ship.
Lexa,
Great.
did you destroy the crystal?
I ignore the question.
You kind of see Dell's kind of lost in thoughts after Jaina left. He looks kind of confused. But he doesn't look like he's paying attention to anything that's happening in the room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
out of character. I honestly had no idea what to do with my character at this point. Nothing about this whole situation is tenable.
I mean, this seems to me like fast forward time.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you guys were done with your discussion, I was going to ask you if you wanted to do anything else, and then we were going to have you go to sleep. The only other thing that John might do is go talk to the guy in the infirmary, since the Admiral mentioned it to him. But
Yeah, I guess I'll go do that.
okay.
Well, I tell you what, y'all do what you want. Keep your little secrets. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go talk to somebody who's worth talking to.
Okay, are you guys still talking? Or did the conversation lapse like it did in real life?
Well, Aelon seems very deep in his own thoughts, and now Dell is distracted. I don't know what Picaz is doing, and Kalani was just generally confused, and Lexa was reading, so it seems like the conversation died.
I mean, Picaz went to his first thing he did when he got in here is go to his bed and start translating. He
Oh,
didn't
right,
even
yeah,
look
he was
up from his
translating.
pad.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Conversation is dead.
well, you said you were doing that, but then you were talking and
Yeah,
the
that
conversation.
doesn't mean he looked up from his pad.
Oh, okay. So you were still trying to translate? Okay.
Also, yeah, I'm
It might have slowed down his translation while he was talking a little bit, but that was only like a minute of conversation from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna use well that one second, I'm just gonna roll something, but I'm not actually rolling it. I'm just using it to see something. Wait, never mind. I'm just gonna look at my character sheet.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
wait, no, never mind.
because
Yeah, no,
of
never
my
mind. I'm gonna-
shameless hint that John should go to the medbay and talk to his friend Bo, we're gonna switch to that real quickly. And John, when you walk in the medbay, the first thing you notice is that you don't see the doctor or the medical droid anywhere. And then when you look over in the corner, on your search for the doctor and stuff, you look over the corner where Bo was sitting last, and you see that he's laying down on a bed, and there's another soldier standing over him, punching him, and he's sort of like grunting in pain and trying to like shove the other guy off of him.
Okay, I run over and grab the guy assaulting him and throw him aside. And I say, "What the hell are you doing? Who beats up a man laying in a bed?"
That doesn't concern you, and he takes a swing at you.
Okay, I catch his fist in my hand and squeeze it and push him down to the floor.
Well, hold on a second. I'm gonna actually roll that.
Do I need to do a roll?
Well, first we'll see if he is able to hit you or not. Unless he's really lucky, probably not. Is that over your reflex defense?
No. Let me double check. No. My reflex defense is 24.
Okay. Hold on a second. The page just froze. I need to reload it. I also need to get some music. Okay, so the guy takes a swing at you, but you're able to dodge out of the way. So you said you wanted to try to grab him?
Yeah, and force him down to the ground.
Okay, you can make a grapple check.
Okay. How is that a skill?
Yeah, there's a grapple button on the character sheet up on the top.
I can't find it.
It should be like in the
Oh,
same
here it is.
row.
I see it. I
Yeah.
see it. Okay. Other modifier 0.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, dang, that's a good roll.
So you just calmly dodge his blow, and then you just grab him almost effortlessly and just shove him onto the ground and pin him there.
Okay. Is there? Wait, I'm not on the ground with him, am I? I just wanted to push him down.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna like.
No,
So
I'm
you
not
just
going to
shove
go
him
down
to
and
the ground,
wrestle
you-
with this guy.
Okay, so you don't. You just let go of him after you shove him to the ground.
Yeah.
You got it at 20.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a comm panel nearby that I want to call security to the medical bay.
Yeah, the nearest one is is on the wall that's like near the door. Like
Okay,
back there.
All right, I want to draw my pistol, hold it on him, and say, "You just stay down there. Don't move."
He looks up at you angrily, but he doesn't try to get up.
Okay, and also I flip it over to stun, and then I want to go over, use the comm panel, and call security alert to the infirmary.
Okay. A voice acknowledges that. Do you go back over to the bed, or do you stay by the comm?
No, I do. I go back to the bed, and I ask Bo if he's okay.
Yeah, Bo is sort of lying there with his eyes half closed and just like sort of moaning in pain. Then as you ask him that, he like opens his eyes and he like sort of looks unfocused, and then his eyes focus on you and he says, "John?"
Don't say anything. Help's on the way. Just stay quiet for a minute.
"Thank you," he sort of mumbles. Okay, and then 4 security guards very quickly run into the room and sort of look around, and they say, "What's going on? What's the situation?"
I hold up my hands and I say, "I just came in the room and I found this man on the ground assaulting the patient in the bed."
They come over to you. What was that?
The man that's on the ground. I came in here to visit this patient. I found this man on the ground assaulting that patient in the bed.
Yeah, one of the the security guards who came in looks down and looks at the man. It says, "Hans, what are you doing in here?" He just sort of stares and glares angrily at you, John, and doesn't say anything. And then one of the other security guards asks you, "Well, what happened to Dr. Petal and IL-33? Where are they?"
They weren't in the room when I got here. I walked in the room 30 seconds ago. These were the only 2 occupants in the room, and like I said, I walked in and this one was pummeling that one. So I threw him on the ground and I called y'all.
And then all of a sudden, the doctor and the droid run into the room. And they say, "What's going on? Why is there a security alert in here?" Then they see the large group of guards over there and they come rushing over.
This man was assaulting your patient, Doctor.
He was. Then he looks at the droid and he says, "Well, I guess we shouldn't have listened to him then. He told us that he wanted to have a private conversation with Bo, so he asked us to step out of the room." Meanwhile, Bo is laying there moaning. Then IL-33 goes over and starts looking at his wounds. And the doctor thanks John. "Well, thank you for your intervention. It's a good thing you showed up when you did."
Yeah, don't mention it. How's Bo?
Well, he was getting better. Now it looks not so good. And he sort of glares down at Hans, who's still laying on the floor. Then he grabs a sedative and puts it into Bo's arm. Says, "Well, I guess we'll have to sort out this story later. For now, Corporal, would you mind taking this man to the brig?" And then one of the security guards says, "Yes, sir." And they drag the guy up off the floor and put his hands in binder cuffs. And they start dragging him out of the room.
Okay, I holster my pistol.
Then the doctor says, "Well, thanks again. It's really fortunate that you came in when you did."
Yeah, who was that guy anyway?
I'm not sure. He's one of the weapon engineers. So he works out on the engineering deck with Bo. He just said he wanted to talk to with him about something. I didn't think anything was that strange about it, so I figured we could just step out of the room for a minute to give them some privacy.
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss. At what kind of coward starts beating up a man laying in a bed?
Almost as in response to your words, Bo like groans again from unconsciousness. And IL-33 says, "Yes, it would appear to be quite a coward, in my assessment."
Well, what's his status?
The doctor looks down at the panel by the bed and says, "Well, it looks like he's got 2 broken ribs, but not much else internal bleeding-wise, so we should be able to patch him up again. Although I'm not sure how much worse it would have been if you hadn't stopped him, so..."
No, I think I'll stay here a while.
Okay. You're welcome to sit down here on this bed, unless you prefer to stand. He motions to the bed next to Bo.
Have you got a chair that I can use?
And he says, IL-33, could you go grab John a chair? And the droid,
No, that's fine. I'll get it. You treat him. Just tell me where the chairs are.
Oh, they're in the back, on the right side by where we keep some of our storage equipment. He sort of gestures. If you go back there, you can find one. It's like a collapsible chair.
I can go get a chair and drag it back over by Bo's bed and sit down.
Okay. You see both, like, just the doctor and the droid working on him and getting some bandages and trying to administer various chemicals to him and such. Okay, let us go back over to see what everyone else is doing.
A few minutes after John leaves, I turn off my data pad and I just go out into the hall by myself.
Yeah, can you address my role, Karath?
Mm-hmm.
Kaz opens up a separate application and makes a note of the time of Lexa's leaving the room.
Can you roll intelligence for me, Pakaz?
We'll do. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So with that roll, I'm gonna say if you keep working for 3 hours, you manage to make a little bit of progress and crack some of the code and decipher the next entry in the journal.
And what time is it now?
Now it's about 3:30.
So Picard is going to work till like midnight, and then he's going to force transfer sleep, and then he's going to go back to work. That's his schedule, assuming nothing out of the ordinary happens. And probably open up his little notepad side app every time Lexa enters and exits the room.
I just go out into the hall and stand by the door.
Okay, while you're standing out there, Lieutenant Arvis comes over up to you and says, "Hey Lexa, I'm sorry for leaving you up alone. I think, from what I'm gathering, some pretty weird stuff happened after that."
Yes, well, it's all sorted now.
Well, that's good to hear. Okay, is anyone planning on doing anything else before their character goes to bed for the day?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dell's gonna open his eyes, be like, everyone, I need you to be on alert for the moment. Hold on a second. I saw something that could mean there's something dangerous on the ship.
Alright, lad. Take your time, and then, after this, we're gonna have a little bit of a talk.
I'll stay on comms. Kalani, can you come with me?
What's going on?
I need to go talk to Jaina.
Okay. What about?
When she brushed up against me, I saw her dead on the floor. A floor that looked
Wait,
very similar to the floor of the ship.
What?
I tried to see her a week from now, and I couldn't see anything.
That does not sound good.
Which is why I'm going to go talk to her and find her.
Okay then.
Okay, you guys walk out and see Lexa standing in the hallway.
Alexa,
I'm going to Farsi his wife again.
Dell?
I thought you were trying to translate.
Well, I mean, they're talking about people dying and dangerous stuff going on. I mean, if people are going to die, then I will pause translating for now.
Okay.
I can wait if there's something dangerous on the ship.
Right, you two off.
When Jaina left the room, she brushed up against me. I saw a vision of her dead on the floor, and I tried to see her a week from now, and I couldn't see anything. So that means she's potentially in imminent danger. So we're gonna go find her.
Oh wait, Jaina.
Have you seen anyone that could get us back up to her quarters?
Arvis knows where she sleeps.
Is Arvis still there, or is he gone?
Lexa, you saw him go down into the room that's on the right-hand side after he finished talking with you.
I just saw him leave in there.